Well, good morning, everybody. It's about 5:45 in the morning. I'm all ready to go. And just in Panama City at the Courtyard Marriott. Bike's all ready. Go pay for my parking. And we're off to get this journey started and to complete one more leg of the Pan American Highway. So I'm heading to the end of the road. It's 281 kilometers. It's going to take me about 5 hours to get there. I left first thing in the morning so I could make a round trip. The sights leaving Panama City were just absolutely spectacular. It has such an awesome city skyline, and it's something that you should absolutely do. Filled up for fuel just before I left. I actually got onto the toll road, which I shouldn't have, but it brought me by the Tocumen International Airport. So this is, if you're ever flying into Panama City, this is the airport that you will most likely come into if you're coming from an international destination. Headed down the road, made another wrong turn, had a detour through this gas station. So now I'm on the Pan American Highway. If you do leave first thing in the morning, you will be staring into the sun because you're going to be heading east on the Pan American Highway. This is one of the first check stops that I stopped at. Not a real big deal. They just want to see your ID, so make sure you have your passport handy and any other identification that they may require. All security checkpoints were seamless. I came by this accident on the side of the road, and then for the life of me, I just can't figure out what actually happened. In my 40 years of driving, I've never seen actual pigs on the side of the road. Another security checkpoint. They didn't ask me for ID here, and they'll just sometimes wave you through. This is the Bino Lake Bridge. Worth getting off your bike to have a look. It was really calm. Stopped at this local restaurant, enjoyed the sights here of the lake, and also had a refreshment. Staff was friendly. Make sure you check out the bathroom when you go in there. There's a huge tree in there, and something that you don't see in a washroom every day. So there's about 2.5 hours of this gravel road, which can go from what it looks like right here to nice smooth stretches to almost gravel, large potholes that you absolutely have to slow down for. Can get slow traffic, can get heavy truck traffic on here. And sometimes the ditch is actually the best place to ride in and to pass people, because it can be pretty slow going if you don't have the proper vehicle on here. So we made it from the province of Panama to the province of Darien. There's only 2 provinces that you'll ride in. So once you hit the Darien, it is all pavement like you see right here. Absolutely perfect. Minimal potholes. You can do the posted speed limit. Yeah, you will start seeing a little bit more activity and security as you're driving through these areas. We're entering the town of Yaviza, and this is where we're going to hit the end of the road. I'm going to let the tape run here, and just so you get a good idea of what exactly it looks like when you're driving through town. There is lots of places to eat here. There's fuel actually all along this route as you drive through. Pretty standard Panamanian town village area as you go through. As you're rounding these corners, just past this white truck, that is the end of the road sign that a lot of people take pictures by, which I actually did. So now you're getting down right into the kind of the core of the town here, and this is where, when I first entered in here, I was wondering, okay, well, where exactly can you go? You just keep going straight. The road narrows down to what looks like a single lane, and it looks like there probably shouldn't be vehicles, but there actually is vehicles here. And I'm not sure if it was a one-way or not. Most of the vehicles were pointing this way. I didn't come back up this way, but I just rode down to the end of the road on this. It looks more like a large sidewalk rather than an actual road, but nobody seemed to have any issues with me riding on it. So you should be fine if you're on your motorcycle and you wanted to head down to this area. So just up here, what you're seeing is basically just a dead end road. And to the right, you're gonna see a large suspension bridge that will cross towards the Darien Gap. I decided to take the right-hand turn, just drive a short distance to the bridge. I wanted to see what it was all about. So I worked my way over to the suspension bridge. Pretty neat to go actually up on there. It definitely has had a lot of traffic on it, and it's definitely swings around. The metal grates make lots of noise when you're walking on them, and it's pretty interesting to see what goes on along that river. Lots of people were in the river bathing, boating, and there was pretty few people that actually did cross that. I'm gonna head back through town. It's basically just making like a big circle around. I just wanted to see what it looked like in this town. Overall, it took me, I got there at about 10:30 in the morning. I left at about 5:45. I have a range of about 400 kilometers on my motorcycle, so I didn't need to fuel up, as it was only about 281 kilometers from my destination. And on the way back up, I filled up with fuel and I made it all the way back into Panama City. Is it worth coming down here? Yeah, I would say it's worth it, and you can definitely do it in one day. It is a big day. It does take a good 10.5 hours. I stopped for fuel, and I also stopped to eat, and I stopped to grab a drink of water because I had run out of water. It was probably running at about 34 to 36 degrees Celsius, so it was quite hot. There was no rain. It was a little bit cloudy and overcast as I was making my drive and my route, but other than that, there was absolutely no rain. If there was rain on this trip, I would say that 2.5 hour stretch where the road is, it might get a little bit dicey, and it could get slippery because of some of the roads that you're riding on. So from here, I'm gonna turn around and go back the same way that I came down, but just bypassing that narrow section of road. I will head up to the end of the road sign, and I'll do my Kodak moments. Well, here it is. It is the official end of the road sign that I've been looking forward to taking a picture beside. Stopped at one of the local fondas just outside of Yaviza, and I was on my way back to Panama City. So we're just entering Panama City here. One thing that you might want to consider if you're coming back into Panama City is what day of the week that you leave. Mine happened to be on a Saturday, so the traffic wasn't too bad, but traffic can get quite nasty if you don't time it right. Well, I made it back safe and sound. It took about 10.5 hours round trip, and I can now check that one off my bucket list.